Hi guys, Valentina here, ValentinaPetrovaConsulting.com with a video on the high cost of not doing anything. And what I mean by that is often we want something else than what we already have. Maybe it's related to your career, maybe it's related to your relationship, to where you live and how you live, to your health. So we look at where we are and how things are, and we feel a gap between how things are and how we wish them to be. So, is that gap closable? Is there something you can do to shrink that gap? Let's say it's in your career, you're in a dead end job, you're not really progressing forward. Maybe you're not even doing what you want to be doing. You kind of got a job to pay the bills when your education and your expectations of yourself were to do something different. But you got stuck in that job and you just never moved forward because perhaps you're afraid that if you just quit that job, who's going to pay the bills? And I don't blame you. If you're a responsible individual, you would want your bills paid. And so you're likely to sacrifice your free time, your dreams, whatever, to get those bills paid, meet your financial responsibility, especially if you have children. Sometimes you feel like, hey, yeah, I got to do what I got to do, and put the kids ahead of you, put the family ahead of you, and you stay where you are, move forward. So we have ways to rationalize why we are where we are, and sometimes not so much rationalizing it, but simply being lazy about doing anything about the way things are. It's like, hey, I'm just like here 8 to 5, the rest of my time is my time. Or, yeah, I'm in this relationship right now, I don't think it's gonna last forever, so I'm not really doing much to make it better, and whatever, we just become complacent perhaps, or demotivated, put it that way. And if you do try to do something about whatever situation you're in and it doesn't quite work out the way you expect, we kind of feel a little diminished, depressed, and so it might take us a little bit of time to kind of pick ourselves back up and try again. Anyways, what I want you to think is this: every day you stay in a situation that is not what you want it to be. Every day you procrastinate trying to change it. Every day you're not working towards closing the gap between where you want to be, where you think you can be, where your vision of yourself is, to where you actually are. Every day you're not closing that gap. Every day you're not doing something in that direction. Not only are you suffering psychologically, but your days are numbered. You can't get that time back. Nobody thinks of that because we all kind of feel like I'm going to be here forever, so I have forever to do whatever. It's not true. Can get hit by the proverbial bus tomorrow, right? We don't have forever. We only have so much energy, and we only have so much life in which to be productive, and so much time to enjoy what we can be. If you're not there, and if you're not doing anything to get there, you're miserable. And what are you doing when you're miserable? Nothing. You keep doing nothing. You sit on the couch, you watch Game of Thrones or some other crazy engaging TV series because you can binge on that and get up in the morning and go to work or go to bed to your partner you don't care about or whatever, and you just have that 2, 3, 4 hours of whatever you're staring at on the TV hijacking your mind, and you don't have to think about the fact that your life is not where your life should be, according to your talents, according to your dreams, according to what you can contribute to the life of others. So the real cost of you getting stuck is not so much your own misery, but it is really the gifts, the talents, the wealth of expertise, of enthusiasm that you're withholding from the rest of us. Maybe you can be a great musician. Maybe you can be an amazing painter. Maybe you can be a very influential teacher or an engineer who invents something amazing. Whatever. You have something inside of you that you're built for, in a way, that you have a proclivity for, an ability to do great things, and you're not nurturing it. You're not getting it out of yourself and offering it to the world. And so not only do you suffer, but the world is poorer because of that decision. Meanwhile, the days go by, and then one day you're too old to do anything about anything. You just throw your hands up in the air and go, fuck it. I wonder why I think the statistics say the highest number or the highest amount of antidepressants are sold to people over 65. Well, that's the age usually you go on Medicare. You're probably retired by then, or you're about to retire. Why are you depressed? I thought retiring is sort of like, yay, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. But I'm starting to think maybe when you approach that time, you start looking back and you go, oh my God, I'm 65, I'm old enough for the government to give me Medicare. What did I do with my life? I had 4 failed marriages, maybe 5 or 6. My kids don't talk to me. When I started out, I wanted to be X, Y, and Z, and now I'm living off Social Security because I didn't do anything with my life. So maybe that's the time people sort of like look around themselves and realize that they're running out of time. And it's painful to evaluate your life and see all the ways in which you failed yourself, and you failed your vision, and you failed maybe even your family. So maybe it's a good research topic. Find out why the highest number of antidepressants are sold to 65 and over. It can't just be because people are looking at themselves in the mirror and they're seeing their wrinkles and they're going, oh shit, right? So the cost of you not doing anything is so high that for you to live with yourself, you have to numb yourself. You have to drink, you have to party, you have to stare at the TV for hours on end. You have to get involved in gossiping about other people because it's so much easier to see what other people are doing wrong and to criticize them than to get your own shit together and get yourself going in the direction which you need to go. So, given that this is the beginning of the year, you might want to consider that. It's like, stop what you're doing and make a plan. Because you're never going to go anywhere unless you sit down and you wrap your mind around some possibilities. It's like, where do I want to go? Let's say you don't want to be in this job you're in. You do have to pay the bills. So you're telling yourself, well, I'm responsible. I can't quit my job and go do something else. Don't quit your job. But instead of watching TV 3 hours a night, spend that time planning the future. Or as Stephen Covey likes to say in his famous book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, start with the end in mind. Where is the end? So let's say the end is to be blah, 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 whatever you want to be. Well, if that's your end outcome, what steps do you need to take to get there? And so every day you do a little bit in that direction. So if you're going to quit that job because you don't want to be a barista or work in an office 8 to 5 doing menial stupid things for $15 an hour, maybe you start thinking, okay, to get from here to there, I need such and such skills. So you go to night school or you get online and you sign up for a bunch of courses that will increase your skill set. and will open your horizons, and it will give you ideas of how to get from where you are to where you're going. And every day you do a little bit in that direction. Over time, that little bit of effort every day amounts to a huge difference in your life. Ask anybody who's lost enormous amounts of weight. They didn't lose 120 pounds overnight. They took, let's say, 18 months or 2 years, and they lost a little bit of weight every day, every week, until 2 years later they were at whatever weight they wanted to be. Or anybody that's learning a skill, like how long does it take to learn how to play a guitar or the violin or even the harmonica, you know? Like, you got to take a little bit of time every day and practice and learn one more thing and practice again. And you look back 10 years later, you're a guitar player. But if you never picked up the guitar, if you never signed up for a lesson, if you never watch an instructional video, you can't get anywhere. You're just going to be in the imaginary space of someday I'll learn how to play the guitar. So where are you? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And how do you get there? Start with the end in mind and work from there. Doing a little bit every day. Make an exit plan to change your job. Maybe it takes 2 years. Make an exit plan to change your relationship. You're in a relationship that sucks. You're not satisfied. Step 1, go to therapy. Find out if you're actually compatible, if the other person is interested in making a change, if you're interested in making a change. Step 2, let's say this all worked out, you're happily ever after. Maybe it didn't work out and nobody wants to do anything about it, and this relationship is not your thing. How do you get out? Don't sit in a relationship for 2 years, draining your resources, getting depressed, getting fat because you don't want to be with this person and subconsciously you're trying to push them away. So you sit on the couch, eat potato chips, get fat so they don't like you, and maybe they'll break up with you because you're a pussy and you don't want to break up with them. You know what I'm saying? I know people like that, sitting in relationships for way too many years, and the other person is just a squatter in their life. They're just like, I don't care what you do. I got a free place to live. And screw you, I'll just do whatever I want. So you need to end these situations that are not helping you, that are just dead ends, that are just like wasting time under the sun. So that's my appeal or spiel. Whatever you are and you don't want to be there and you'd rather be someplace else, to get there, you got to do a little bit every day. So make a plan, and let's say you don't complete everything on your plan, but you complete 50% of what you said you're going to complete. Well, that's 50% more stuff you're doing than you did yesterday or the month before. So no matter how little progress you make, you are making progress. That's the key thing. You're making progress. If you don't do anything, then no progress. So if you need help with all that, you need to call somebody like a therapist or a coach or myself. You can find me online at ValentinaPetrovaConsulting.com. You can leave me a comment down below. And hopefully 2019 is going to be the year you're going to get your ass in gear and go do things towards your dreams, towards making yourself a bigger person, better person, having a better experience of life because you are productive in that direction. Okay? So, all right. I'm signing off. I'll see you next time. Take care.